and will keep drifting, floating together through the mysteries, 100 lucid dreams mysteries, looping softly, endlessly, through the night. Tonight we'll drift through. The blur sharpens into HD. Awareness hits like lightning. You're the admin now. What do you command first? The dream snaps into clarity. Gravity bends. Landscapes obey. You're not dreaming anymore. You're authoring the laws. Wakefulness whispers, but the dream glows warmer. Do you rise or dive deeper into the world that listens to you? There's nothing you need to do now. Just let your body sink. Heavier, heavier. Feel the mattress holding you, every muscle softening, your heartbeat slowing. Thump, thump, matching the rhythm of space itself. Shoulders melting down, jaw releasing, each breath pulling you deeper, deeper into the calm, the quiet, the dark. If this helps you rest, tap subscribe and hit like so others can find this calm too, but only if your eyes are still open. Otherwise, just drift. Now, let's drift into lucid dreams, somewhere between the waking world and the realm of sleep. There exists a threshold, a shimmering veil, where consciousness doesn't surrender, but transforms. This is where lucid dreams begin, in that gossamer moment when you realize, I am dreaming, and the universe bends to acknowledge your awareness. Your breath is slower now. Thump, thump. Feel the weight of your eyelids. So heavy. The room around you fading, becoming softer, hazier. This is the hypnagogic drift, that beautiful descent where images begin to float behind your eyes, colors without form, sounds without source. Your thinking mind releases its grip, thought by thought, dissolving like sugar in warm water. In this twilight space, strange visions emerge, faces you've never seen, geometric patterns that breathe and pulse. These hypnagogic images are doorways, each one a portal, and if you can stay aware, just aware enough, as your body falls asleep, you slip through, directly into a lucid dream. This is what dreamers call the wild technique. Wake-initiated lucid dreaming, staying conscious, as sleep washes over you like waves, gentle, persistent, pulling you under. But the body has defenses. It doesn't want you awake while it sleeps. So sometimes you might feel a weight on your chest, a pressure. This is sleep paralysis, and it's nothing to fear. It's simply your muscles shutting down, protecting you from acting out dreams. If you stay calm, breathe slowly, thump, thump, you can ride through it like floating on dark water and emerge on the other side, fully lucid, fully dreaming. Your jaw is looser now, teeth barely touching. Let your tongue rest, heavy in your mouth, every part of you sinking, sinking. The secret most dreamers discover is that lucid dreams require intention. Before sleep, you whisper to yourself, "Tonight I will know I'm dreaming. Tonight I will wake up inside the dream." This is dream incubation, planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious. And those seeds, they grow in the dark, sprouting into awareness when the dream begins. There's another path too, softer, gentler. It's called mild, mnemonic-induced lucid dreaming. As you drift off, you recall a recent dream, replay it in your mind, but this time you notice something strange, something impossible, and you think, "I'm dreaming." You rehearse this again and again until it becomes muscle memory, a reflex. So when the real dream comes, your mind recognizes the pattern and wakes up inside it. Feel your heart beat, thump, thump, so steady, so slow, like a drum in a vast empty cathedral. Sleep moves in cycles, waves of 90 minutes, rising and falling. In the first cycle, dreams are brief, shallow, but as the night deepens, REM sleep grows longer, richer. By morning, your dreams stretch 20, 30, 40 minutes. These late cycle dreams, these are where lucid dreams bloom most easily. The veil is thinnest then, consciousness and dream, almost touching, separated by the finest membrane. To cross that membrane, you need triggers, reality checks, little tests you perform. In waking life, you look at your hands, count your fingers, read text twice to see if it changes. You try to push your finger through your palm, and you do this so often, dozens of times a day, that eventually you do it in a dream, and in the dream your finger passes through, or your hands have 7 fingers, or the words scramble and shift, and that's when you know this is a dream. Your body is so heavy now, melting into the mattress like warm wax. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do, just this gentle falling. But knowing you're dreaming, that's just the beginning. The real art is staying lucid, because dreams are fragile. The moment you realize you're dreaming, excitement surges, and that excitement can wake you up. So you learn stabilization, techniques to anchor yourself. You rub your hands together in the dream, feeling the friction, the texture. You spin in circles, letting the dream world blur past. You shout commands, "Clarity now," or you touch objects, walls, trees, focusing on the sensation. Each touch, a root, keeping you grounded in the dream. Some dreamers learn to look at their hands in the dream, examining every line, every crease. This simple act focuses awareness, sharpens the dream, until it becomes hyper-real, more vivid than waking life, colors deeper, sounds clearer, every sensation amplified. Thump, thump, your heart knows the way. It's done this thousands of times, leading you into sleep. Trust it. Dream signs. These are your guideposts, recurring elements that appear in your dreams. Maybe you often dream of your childhood home, or a specific person, or strange animals. When you track your dreams, write them down each morning. Patterns emerge, and when you recognize these patterns, you can use them. In waking life, whenever you see your dream sign, you do a reality check. Eventually, when the dream sign appears in a dream, you'll check automatically and discover you're dreaming. This is why dream journaling matters. Every morning, before you move, before you think, you reach for your journal and you write, even fragments, even feelings. At first, you might remember nothing, but the act of reaching, the intention, it tells your mind, dreams matter, I want to remember, and slowly your recall strengthens, like a muscle. One dream becomes two becomes 5, until your nights are filled with vivid stories, all waiting to become lucid. Let your eyes rest, deeper in their sockets, the darkness behind your lids, so soft, so complete, you could dissolve into it. False awakenings. These are curious phenomena. You dream you've woken up, gotten out of bed, started your day. Everything feels normal, real. But then something shifts. A light switch doesn't work, or gravity feels strange. And you realize, I'm still dreaming. Some lucid dreamers experience layers, dream within dream within dream. Each time they wake up, it's another dream. They learn to question every awakening. Is this real? Pushing through level after level until finally true waking comes. Once you're lucid, once you're stable, the dream becomes your canvas. You can manipulate physics, make objects float, or double in size. You can change the lighting, dimming the sun, or painting the sky in colors that don't exist. Some dreamers snap their fingers, and reality ripples outward, reshaping itself. Your breath is a whisper now, barely moving, in, out, so gentle. Feel the coolness on your upper lip. Gravity is often the first thing dreamers learn to bend. At first, you might float, lifting inches off the ground, then jumping higher, hanging in the air longer, until finally you spread your arms and you fly, soaring over landscapes, between buildings, through clouds. The sensation of weightlessness, of total freedom, it stays with you, even after waking, a cellular memory of what's possible. But flying requires belief. In the dream, doubt is gravity. If you think you'll fall, you fall. So dreamers learn to trust, to expect the dream to hold them. They might imagine wings or superpowers, or they might simply let go and let the dream carry them. Dream settings can shift too. You stand in a forest, but you want the ocean. So you walk through a door, or close your eyes and spin. And when you open them, you're on a beach, waves rolling in, salt in the air. Or you might reach out with your intention, feel the dream, and pull, changing it like clay, melting one scene into another. Feel your shoulders, so far from your ears, slack, loose. Your whole body, one continuous breath. Characters populate dreams, people you know, strangers, impossible beings. In a lucid dream, you can interact with them, ask them questions. Who are you? What do you represent? Sometimes they say profound things, messages from your subconscious. Other times, they react with surprise or confusion, or they try to convince you you're not dreaming. These dream characters, they're fragments of you, aspects of your mind, given form and voice. Advanced dreamers learn to summon specific people. They call out a name or imagine the person behind them, and when they turn, there they are. Or they might reach behind their back, expecting to pull out an object, a sword, a flower, a book, and it appears materialized from pure intention. Some create entire environments from scratch. They stand in an empty void, and they build, piece by piece, a castle, a spaceship, a memory from childhood, dream architecture, limited only by imagination. Thump, thump, so slow now. You're barely here, mostly there, in that other place. Time moves differently in dreams. A minute can feel like an hour, or an hour passes in seconds. Lucid dreamers learn to stretch time, to slow it down, making a single dream feel like days. They can also skip forward, willing the scene to fast forward or rewind, replaying moments, experimenting with different choices. There's a phenomena called dream re-entry. You wake from a lucid dream, but you hold yourself very still. Don't open your eyes, don't move. You keep your mind on the dream, visualizing it, feeling it, and slowly, like slipping back into warm water, you sink back in. The dream resumes, sometimes even more vivid than before. Your hands are far away now. You can barely feel them. Every boundary between you and the air dissolving. Nightmares lose their power in lucid dreams. When you know you're dreaming, the monster can't truly hurt you. So instead of running, you turn and face it. You might talk to it, asking what it wants, or you transform it, shrinking it down, changing it into something gentle. Some dreamers befriend their nightmares, discovering their protectors, guardians, fears trying to keep them safe, shadow figures, those dark presences sometimes seen in sleep paralysis or dreams. They too can be engaged, approached with curiosity rather than fear. Often they represent suppressed emotions, forgotten parts of the self. In lucidity, you can extend compassion, integrate them, and they dissolve or become allies. Dream guides sometimes appear, wise figures, animals, beings of light. They seem to know more than other dream characters, offering guidance, leading you deeper into the dream. Some lucid dreamers seek them out, calling for a guide, and waiting to see who arrives. Let your mind wander like smoke, no shape, no direction, just drifting. Mirrors in dreams are portals. Look into one while lucid, and reality fractures. You might see different versions of yourself, or pass through into another realm. Some dreamers avoid mirrors, finding them too unpredictable. Others seek them out, using them to travel, to transform, to access deeper layers of consciousness. Telekinesis becomes child's play in lucid dreams. You look at an object, imagine it lifting, and it does, floating, spinning. You can move mountains with a thought, part seas, rearrange cities. The dream responds to your will like an extension of your body. There are techniques for amplifying sensory experiences. In the dream, you demand, increase clarity, and suddenly everything sharpens, or you focus on one sense, the feeling of grass under bare feet, the taste of dream food, more intense than waking. Some dreamers report synesthesia, seeing sounds as colours, tasting emotions, the senses blurring and merging into something wholly new. Your breath barely moves the air. In, out. You're floating in an ocean of stillness. Dream memory palaces can be constructed. In lucid dreams, you build elaborate mental structures, rooms filled with information, memories, ideas. And because dreams cement memory in unique ways, these palaces remain. You can return to them night after night, adding more, exploring deeper. Some use this for learning, for creativity, for processing experiences. Lucid creativity is profound. Writers dream entire stories. Musicians hear compositions that don't exist in waking. Artists see paintings they later recreate. The lucid state, free from normal constraints, from the inner critic, allows pure creation. Ideas flow unfiltered, from somewhere deep and true. Emotional regulation happens naturally in lucid dreams. You can practice difficult conversations, heal old wounds, forgive, let go. The dream provides a safe space to feel fully, to process, to integrate. Some dreamers work through trauma this way, revisiting painful memories, but with the safety of knowing, I'm dreaming, I'm in control, I can leave whenever I want. Feel how your body breathes itself. You're not doing it, it's happening, ancient, automatic. Just witness it. Let it carry you down. The vibe check. This is an intuitive reality test. You pause, feel into the moment, and ask, does this feel like waking life? Often dreams have a distinct quality, a slight unreality, a dreamlike logic. When you tune into this vibe regularly, you start noticing it in dreams, and boom, lucidity dawns. Checking character energy works similarly. In a dream, you look at a person and sense, are they solid? Do they feel real? Dream characters often have an ethereal quality, a hollowness. When you learn to perceive this, it becomes another trigger for lucidity. Binaural beats, certain frequencies played in headphones, can encourage brain states conducive to lucid dreaming. The theta range, around 4 to 8 Hz, mirrors the hypnagogic drift. Listening as you fall asleep, you might find the transition smoother, more conscious. Everything is heavy, so heavy. Your head, your limbs, sinking through the mattress, through the bed frame, through the floor. Dream journals reveal more than just content. When you analyze them over time, you discover your personal dream language, symbols that repeat, metaphors your subconscious favors. For one person, water might mean emotions. For another, transition. There's no universal dream dictionary, only your unique lexicon, which reveals itself through attention, through the practice of recording, reflecting, understanding. Autosuggestion can be refined. Instead of general statements, you make specific scripts. Tonight I will notice I'm flying and become lucid. Tonight when I see my old school, I will reality check. The more specific, the more visceral the visualization, the more effective it becomes. Dream object summoning requires confidence. In the dream, you decide you want a magical staff or a portal device. You reach into your pocket knowing it's there and pull it out. Or you close your eyes, count to 3, and when you open them, it's in your hand. The key is expectation, unwavering belief that the dream will provide. Thump, thump, the spaces between heartbeats, stretching, eternal. Dream libraries exist in some lucid dreams, vast halls filled with books. Each book contains knowledge, some from waking life, some seeming to come from beyond. Lucid dreamers read these books, sometimes finding genuine insights, solutions to problems, creative breakthroughs. Other times, the words shift and change, revealing the fluid nature of dream logic. You can create sense in dreams too, the smell of roses, or ocean air, or fresh bread. Most people don't think to check this sense, but when you do, when you focus on it, dreams gain another dimension, becoming even more immersive, more convincing as alternate realities. Tactile exploration grounds you, running your hands over surfaces, feeling texture, temperature, weight. This practice strengthens dream stability, and also it awakens a childlike wonder, discovering what things feel like in this impossible place. Your face is smooth, expressionless, slack, like a mask you've set aside. No one home, just absence. Dream lighting can be controlled. Too dark? Summon a light source, or simply command brightness, and the dream obeys. Some dreamers prefer twilight, that liminal time where shadows are soft and mystery deepens. Others want high noon, every detail sharp and clear. Geometric patterns sometimes emerge spontaneously in lucid dreams. Mandalas, fractals, impossible architecture, Escher-like spaces. You can summon these intentionally, asking the dream, "Show me sacred geometry," and watching as reality tessellates, breaks into recursive patterns, some so complex, so beautiful, they bring tears even in dreaming. Dream language translation is peculiar. Sometimes you meet characters speaking foreign tongues, languages you don't know in waking, but in the dream you understand perfectly, or you will yourself to understand, and meaning flows without words. Pure communication, thought to thought. Group lucid dreaming remains controversial. Can two people share a dream? Some practitioners claim yes. They coordinate sleep times, set intentions to meet in a specific place, and later they compare notes, finding impossible coincidences, matching details. Others say it's suggestion, pattern matching, wishful thinking. But the mystery remains, tantalizing, unexplored. You're disappearing, breath by breath, awareness thinning like fog in sunlight, barely here, mostly gone. Metalucidity is when you become lucid about being lucid, a strange recursive state. You're dreaming, and you know you're dreaming, and you become aware of that awareness. It's like zooming out, seeing the dreamer dreaming. Some report this as the deepest state, closest to pure consciousness. Others find it destabilizing, too abstract, preferring the immersive experience of standard lucidity. Dream body awareness exercises help. In waking life, you practice sensing your body without moving, proprioception. Then in dreams, you do the same. Where are my hands? Can I feel my dream body? This practice can prevent the common experience of forgetting you have a body in a dream, remaining purely observer. When you remember your dream form, you can interact more fully. Use those dream hands to touch, to create, to fly. Healing lucid trauma involves gently revisiting difficult dreams. With lucidity's safety net, you can process scary experiences, change their endings, talk to the frightening figures, understand what they represent. Many report profound relief, nightmares that plagued them for years, resolved in a single lucid confrontation. Your eyelids flutter, but don't open. Stay here, in this threshold, where thoughts float like leaves on water. Dreamscape painting is a beautiful practice. As you become lucid, you treat the entire environment as a canvas. You reach out with intention, changing colors, textures. You might paint the sky in impossible gradients, or make trees grow in fast motion, sculpting reality like an artist. Some dreamers spend entire lucid dreams just creating, making beauty for its own sake. Non-linear time navigation gets strange. In dreams, you can visit your past, see yourself as a child, or jump forward, meeting your future self, asking for advice. The dream presents these scenarios, and while they may not be literally true, they carry emotional truth, insights. When you're lucid in these temporal journeys, you can ask questions, explore what might have been, or what could be. Thump, thump, your heart beating in a chest you can barely feel, distant, like drums in another valley. Subtle energy manipulation comes naturally to some lucid dreamers. They sense currents in the dream, invisible flows. They learn to pull energy from the environment, charging themselves, or send it outward, affecting the dream. It feels like moving something real, something tangible, though there's no waking equivalent. Dream echo phenomena occur when you do something in a dream, and it ripples outward, changing things beyond what you intended. You might shout, and the sky cracks like glass, or laugh, and flowers bloom in a wave spreading from your feet, the dream responding, amplifying, echoing your actions back in unexpected ways. Mindful waking transitions preserve the dream. As you feel yourself rising toward waking, you observe it, noting each stage, the dream images fading, physical sensations returning, the moment of crossing. If you stay mindful, you remember more, and you can sometimes pause halfway, extending the dream, or surfacing more slowly, making the transition gentle. Your thoughts are clouds, forming and dissolving, no weight, no importance, just passing through. Dream character questioning reveals surprising depths. You ask someone in the dream, "What do you represent?" and they might answer, "I am your courage," or "I am your fear of abandonment." Sometimes they refuse to answer, or say cryptic things, riddles, poetry. Other times they break character, admitting they're just dream constructs. It's endlessly fascinating. These conversations with yourself, wearing different faces. Sound in dreams can be controlled. You can make music appear, or silence all noise completely, creating eerie quiet. Some dreamers hum, and the dream harmonizes, building orchestral layers from a single note. Others shout specific frequencies, shattering objects, or making them resonate and glow. Sensory portal creation involves finding or making doorways. In the dream, you craft an archway, or a mirror, or a closet, and you imbue it with intention. This leads to the ocean, or this goes to outer space. Then you step through, and the dream shifts, honoring your command. These portals can be permanent fixtures in recurring dream locations, shortcuts you've installed in your dreamscape. Feel the weight of sleep pressing down like a warm hand, gentle, inescapable. Let it win. Dream physics testing becomes a game. You wonder, what happens if I try to breathe underwater? And you dive into a dream ocean and discover you can. Or you test whether you can pass through walls, and the first time might fail. Solid, but you expect differently. believe harder, and the next attempt, you slide through like a ghost, each test revealing. The dream follows your belief more than physics. Geometric dream architecture emerges sometimes unbidden. Cities of crystal, impossible towers that spiral into infinity. Rooms that are bigger inside than outside. Escher staircases. When you're lucid, you can explore these thoroughly, trying to understand their structure. Some dreamers sketch them upon waking, trying to capture the impossible. Dream symbol interaction means engaging directly with metaphors. If you dream of a locked door and you're lucid, you ask it, "What do you keep locked?" Or you produce a key, open it, and confront what's behind. Symbols lose their unconscious power when you address them consciously. They transform, resolve, release their meaning and dissolve. Your body is barely breathing, shallow waves. You've almost forgotten you have one. Dream narrative continuation is possible across nights. You can decide, tonight I return to that beach, that city, that conversation. And with intention and practice, you do. The dream picks up where it left off, or nearby, allowing long-form storytelling, epic adventures across multiple nights. Some dreamers maintain ongoing dream worlds, places they visit regularly, that develop history, continuity, becoming as real as waking places, maybe more so. Lucid group dreaming, if possible, would involve coordination. Two friends agree to meet at a specific dream location, a red door, a lighthouse. They sleep, they dream, they try to become lucid, and they look for each other. Occasionally, improbably, people report success, matching impossible details. But is it real connection or coincidence? The question remains open. Advanced mild visualization scripting goes deep. You don't just think, "I'll notice I'm dreaming." You create entire scenes. You imagine yourself in bed, falling asleep, entering a dream, then pausing in the dream, looking at your hands, realizing this is a dream. You feel the realization, the excitement, the clarity. You rehearse this so vividly, so often, that it programs itself into your sleep. Let go of knowing where you are, or when. Time has lost meaning. Space has no direction. You're just floating in the dark. The hand-clapping reality check variation works like this. Throughout the day, you clap your hands together and pay attention to the sound, the sensation, the echo. In dreams, the sound might be wrong, or your hands might pass through each other, or the clay might echo impossibly. It's a tactile and auditory test combined, harder for the dream to fake convincingly. Dream object permanence can be tested. You place an object somewhere in a dream, then look away. When you look back, is it still there? Dreams often fail this test. Things vanish, change, but if you expect permanence, Sometimes the dream maintains it. It's a negotiation, your will versus dream chaos. Lucid dreaming for creative writing is profound. Authors enter lucid dreams with questions. How does my character respond here? And they watch, letting the dream show them. The character acts, speaks, reveals things the writer didn't consciously know. Or they might dream entire scenes. Dialogue, plot twists, waking to write them down before they fade. Thump, thump, long silences between heartbeats. You're almost not here. Navigating the void is unnerving for some, beautiful for others. Sometimes in a lucid dream, you find yourself in nothing. Empty blackness. No ground, no sky, no objects, just awareness, floating in absence. Some panic and force scenery to appear. Others relax into it, experiencing pure consciousness without content. It's meditative, silent, and strange. Dream inertia mastery involves starting and stopping movement. When you first try to run in a dream, it feels like moving through mud, your legs heavy, unresponsive. But as you master dream physics, you learn to accelerate instantly or stop on a thought. Movement becomes effortless, fluid. You can dash at superhuman speeds, then freeze midair, playing with momentum like it's a toy. Dream gravity alteration goes beyond flying. You can walk on walls, make objects fall upward, create localized gravity fields. Some dreamers make themselves heavy as lead, sinking through floors. Others remove gravity entirely, letting everything float. It's one of the most fun aspects of lucidity, the freedom to rewrite fundamental forces. Dream sensory overload techniques involve cranking everything to maximum. All colors saturated, all sounds loud and clear, all textures hyper-real. You demand more sensation, more vividness, until the dream becomes almost unbearably intense. Some find this transcendent, others overwhelming. It's a test of how much consciousness the dream can hold. You're barely tethered now, a balloon on the thinnest string. Any moment, you'll drift completely away. Lucid dreaming as a problem-solving tool has been documented. Scientists, inventors, artists, they bring problems into lucid dreams. Sometimes the dream presents solutions directly. Other times, the shift in perspective, the freedom from normal thinking, allows breakthroughs. Einstein credited dreams with insights. Many others have too. Dream self-reflection techniques involve finding mirrors or still water and looking at yourself, really looking. Who is the dreamer? What am I? These philosophical inquiries in a lucid dream can lead to profound experiences, ego dissolution, unity consciousness, or simply a deeper sense of self. Stabilizing fast-fading dreams requires quick action. The moment you become lucid, if the dream starts dissolving, you act, rub hands, spin, shout commands, grab onto something. Often the dream responds, solidifying, but sometimes it's too late and you wake. The skill is learning to stabilize instantly the moment lucidity hits. The vestibular system, your sense of balance, works in dreams. When you spin in a dream, you feel dizzy. When you fall, your stomach drops. Lucid dreamers use these cues deliberately, spinning to stabilize or to teleport, falling to wake up or to enter deeper dream layers. The body's balance sensors, active even in sleep, can be tools. Your face is empty, no expression, no tension, just a surface, smooth as water, reflecting nothing. Dream character consistency testing involves checking if characters remain stable. You talk to someone, leave the room, come back. Are they still there? Still the same? In normal dreams, they might change, or vanish, or become someone else. In lucid dreams with practice, you can maintain them or let them flow, depending on your intention. Exploring environmental feedback means watching how the dream responds to you. You think angry thoughts. Does the weather darken? You feel love. Do colors warm? The dream often mirrors internal states, and when lucid, you can experiment, testing the dream's responsiveness, learning its rules, or discovering it has none. Dream artifact creation involves making objects meant to last. In a lucid dream, you craft something special, a ring, a book, a sculpture. You hold it, study it, encode it in memory. Some dreamers report finding these artifacts in later dreams, as if they've become permanent fixtures in the dreamscape. Others wake with vivid memories, using them to inspire waking art. Synchronization with real-world events sometimes happens. You dream of a phone call and wake to your phone ringing. Coincidence or something more? In lucid dreams, you might try to sense the waking world. Imagine your actual room, your actual body. Some claim they can perceive real sounds, real touches, filtered into the dream, a thin boundary between states. Thump, thump, like a stone dropped in a well, waiting, waiting for the splash. Astral projection overlaps with lucid dreaming in some traditions. The experience of leaving your body, floating above it, traveling to distant places. Some say it's just another dream. Others insist it's different, more real. In lucid dreams, you can experiment. Try to exit your dream body. See what happens. The phenomenology is fascinating, regardless of interpretation. Emotional energy harvesting sounds esoteric, but some lucid dreamers practice it. They find sources of energy in dreams, glowing objects, power spots. They draw from these, feeling themselves charge up, strengthen. It might be psychological, self-empowerment through metaphor, or it might tap into something deeper. Either way, it feels real in the moment. Oral dreamscape tuning means adjusting the sound, not just making music appear, but changing the acoustic properties of the dream environment. making a room echo like a canyon, or go silent as a vacuum, bending how sound travels, creating impossible audio experiences. For musicians, this is playground and laboratory combined. Dream teleportation techniques vary. Some close their eyes and visualize the destination, opening their eyes to find themselves there. Others use vehicle doorways as mirrors. Some simply demand it, willing themselves across space instantly. The key is confidence. If you believe you can teleport, you can, at least in dreams, where belief is the only law that matters. Your breath is mist, barely there. Each exhale, you release another piece of self. Each inhale, you forget to come back. Shape-shifting within dreams offers total freedom. You can become animals, experiencing flight as a bird or the speed of a cheetah. You can become objects, a tree, feeling roots and sap, or other people, walking in their form, trying to understand their perspective. Some dreamers become abstract, patterns of light or music or emotion given form. The malleability of dream identity is limitless. Dream prophecy and precognition are controversial. Some dreamers report seeing future events, then watching them unfold in waking life. Skeptics say confirmation bias. You remember the hits, forget the misses. Believers say consciousness is non-local, time is illusion. In lucid dreams, you might intentionally seek visions of the future, asking the dream, show me what's coming. What appears may be symbolic or literal or meaningless, but it's compelling to explore. Lucid dream rituals give structure. Every night before sleep, you perform certain actions. Light a candle, say an affirmation, review your dream journal. The ritual signals your subconscious. Now we enter dream work. It creates a boundary, sacred space. Some find this unnecessary, others swear by it, saying the ritual itself induces lucidity through consistency, through honoring the practice. Dream environment scripting is pre-planning. Before sleep, you design a dream, a beach at sunset, with specific details, purple sand, green sky, 2 moons. You script it thoroughly, visualize it, and then, with luck and practice, you enter that exact dream, lucid from the start. It's like being both playwright and actor, creating the stage, then walking onto it, fully aware. Everything is soft, blurred, the edges between you and not you, dissolving, merging. There's no boundary anymore, just oneness, darkness, peace. Nightmare transformation through lucidity is powerful. The monster chasing you, you turn and face it, asking, why are you here? What do you want me to know? Often it stops, speaks, reveals itself as a teacher, or you transform it yourself, shrinking it, making it silly. Some dreamers befriend nightmares, others simply wake themselves up, but the ability to choose, to not be victim, That alone removes the nightmare's teeth. Recurring dream mastery comes from recognizing them. This is that dream again. The one where I'm late for a test. Once lucid, you can break the pattern, change the outcome, or you can explore why this dream recurs. What does it mean? Some recurring dreams stop once you've learnt their lesson, understood their message. Others continue, but lose their compulsive quality. Dream-to-wake integration is the practice of bringing dream insights back. Upon waking, before moving, you review the dream, extract its wisdom. Maybe you solved a problem, healed a wound, learned something about yourself. You write it down, honor it, integrate it into waking life. This practice makes dreaming purposeful, not just entertainment, but genuine inner work. Hypnagogic imagery decoding is tricky. Those strange pictures as you fall asleep, faces, patterns, scenes. What do they mean? Are they random neural firing or symbols, messages? When you catch them consciously, you can interact, ask questions, follow them deeper. Some say this is how you enter wild, by riding hypnagogic images into full dreams. Thump, thump. The space is stretching, eternal. You're suspended between worlds, between moments. Nowhere. Dream immersion challenges push lucidity's limits. How long can you stay aware? How vivid can you make it? Some dreamers practice extending lucid dreams, using every stabilization technique, fighting to stay conscious. Others practice total immersion, forgetting they're dreaming momentarily, then remembering, then forgetting again, dancing on the edge, playing with awareness levels. Synesthetic dream experiences confuse the senses beautifully. You taste colors, see sounds as geometric shapes, hear textures. In dreams, the normal separation of senses breaks down, and in lucid dreams, you can intensify this, asking the dream, "Show me music as sculpture, or let me taste emotions." The results are often indescribable. You wake with memories your language can't quite capture. Shadow figure interaction requires courage. Those dark presences, paralysis demons, hooded entities, in lucid dreams, you can approach them deliberately, speak to them. Often they represent fear itself, or repressed aspects. Some dreamers report that facing shadows transforms them. They become guides, allies. Others find they simply vanish when challenged, revealed as empty threats. Dream boundary testing involves pushing limits. What happens if I fly higher than the dream allows? What if I go through this wall that feels too solid? You test the dream's rules. Sometimes you break through, discovering the dream is more flexible than it seemed. Other times you hit hard limits, invisible walls, the architecture of constraints, fascinating in itself. Your thoughts are feathers, landing softly, then drifting away. Nothing sticks, nothing matters, just the dark, the the quiet, the endless, falling. Self-lucidity reinforcement is meta-practice, while lucid, you remind yourself, I'm dreaming, I'm aware. You might speak it aloud or think it repeatedly. This strengthens the lucid state, prevents slipping back into normal dreaming. Some use mantras, clarity now, or this is a dream. The repetition, it's like tying knots in a rope you're climbing, securing each level of awareness. In-dream mirror techniques go beyond just looking. You can enter mirrors, step through to parallel dimensions, or you can use them to change yourself. Look in a mirror, imagine yourself different. Look away, look back, and you've changed. Mirrors are portals and transformation tools, unstable and powerful. Your limbs are heavy, so heavy, like they're filled with warm sand, sinking deeper into the mattress. There's no need to move, no need to think, just let go, let go, let go. Dream re-entry after waking is a delicate art. You wake from a vivid dream, but you don't move, not even opening your eyes. You hold yourself in that threshold, half in, half out, your mind still touching the dream. You can feel it there, just behind you, like a room you just left, and you turn back, mentally, emotionally. You focus on the last image, the last feeling, and you slip, like sliding on ice, back through the membrane, and suddenly you're there again. The dream resumes, sometimes exactly where it left off, sometimes nearby, a different room in the same house. This technique, it's like learning to swim backwards. Strange at first, then natural, effortless. Building dream memory palaces requires patience. Over many lucid dreams, you construct a structure, a library, a castle, a garden. Each night, you add to it. A new room, a new wing. You place memories in specific locations. Your first kiss in the red room, your grandmother's laugh in the fountain courtyard, mathematical formulas on shelves in the tower, and because you build it repeatedly, it solidifies, becomes stable. Some dreamers report returning to their palace years later, finding it mostly intact. A mental architecture that transcends single nights, spanning across time. Thump, thump. Your heartbeat is the only rhythm left in the universe. Everything else has gone quiet, still. Lucid creativity sparks happen spontaneously sometimes. You're in a lucid dream, not trying to create, just exploring, and suddenly an idea hits, a solution to a problem, a melody, a character for a story. The lucid state, it opens channels, connections form that waking mind misses. Intuition flows freely. Some artists deliberately dream for this. They keep instruments by the bed, notebooks, voice recorders, to catch the sparks before they fade into morning light. Emotional regulation inside dreams teaches skills for waking life. You're in a dream, feeling intense anger or grief or fear, but you're lucid, aware. So you practice, you breathe, you observe the emotion without becoming it. You might even manipulate it, turning down its volume, changing its color. This practice, it builds emotional intelligence, the ability to feel without being overwhelmed, to witness your inner weather without drowning in it. And these skills, they transfer. Waking emotions become more manageable, more navigable. Nighttime intention setting is simple but powerful. Before sleep, you speak your intention aloud or write it down. Tonight I will become lucid. Tonight I will meet my dream guide. Tonight I will heal my fear of heights. The words carry weight. They plant flags in your subconscious, marking destinations. And your dreaming mind, it listens. It tries to honor your requests. Not always, not immediately, but over time, intentions manifest. Dreams respond to your will. Your breath is barely moving, just the smallest rise and fall, like waves on a very distant shore. You can hardly feel it. It's happening, but so far away. Dream clarity enhancement happens through demand. In a lucid dream, when things feel hazy, fuzzy, you command clarity or HD vision or maximum vividness. And often the dream sharpens, colors saturate, edges define, details emerge. It's like adjusting the focus on a camera. But you're adjusting consciousness itself, the dream responding to your directive. Some dreamers do this repeatedly, each time pushing clarity higher, until the dream becomes hyper-real, more vivid than any waking moment, overwhelming in its presence. Subconscious symbol surfacing is fascinating work. In lucid dreams, you ask directly, "Show me a symbol of my hidden strength," or "Reveal what I'm not seeing," and the dream produces images. A lion, a locked box, a bridge over dark water. These aren't random. They're your subconscious speaking, using the only language it knows, symbol and metaphor. When you dialogue with these images, ask them questions, touch them. The meaning unfolds, understanding blooms, and often you wake with insights, clear answers to unclear questions. Sleep paralysis exploration turns fear into curiosity. When you find yourself paralyzed, unable to move, instead of panicking, you relax. You observe. What does this feel like? Where is the sensation located? You might even try to induce it deliberately as a gateway to lucid dreams. Some cultures view sleep paralysis as sacred, a threshold state, where you're closest to other realms. When approached with openness, it becomes less terrifying, more interesting, a natural phenomenon, nothing more, nothing less. Thump, thump, so slow now, like a clock in an abandoned house, ticking, ticking, measuring emptiness. Dream incubation with specificity yields results. Instead of vague intentions, you get precise. Tonight I will dream of flying over a blue ocean at sunset. You visualize it, feel the wind, Taste the salt air. See the specific color of the sky. This detailed programming, it guides your dreaming mind, gives it a clear template, and while you might not get exactly what you ordered, you often get something close. The dream shaped by your vision. Sensory amplification in dreams goes beyond just clarity. You focus on one sense, crank it up. Maybe you amplify touch, and suddenly every texture is magnified, incredibly detailed. Or you amplify sound, and you hear layers upon layers, music in the wind, rhythm in footsteps, or taste, making dream food explode with flavor beyond anything physical taste can achieve. This practice, it's like discovering your senses have volume controls, settings you never knew existed. Dream merging and blending happens when you're in one dream, and elements from another start seeping in. Characters from different dreams meeting, locations overlapping. It's disorienting, surreal, but in lucidity, you can guide it. Deliberately merge two dream scenarios, blend them like colors, creating something new, hybrid dream spaces where anything from your dream history might appear, remixed, recombined. Time manipulation in dreams becomes instinctive with practice. You want to slow down, spend more time in a beautiful moment, so you will it, and time stretches. A minute becomes 10, or you're bored, want to skip ahead, and time accelerates. Scenes blur past, until you reach the interesting part. You're editing your experience in real time. Some dreamers claim to live entire lifetimes in a single night, decades compressed, felt fully, then waking to find 8 hours have passed. Your body is dissolving. Boundaries between you and the bed, between you and the air, they're not there anymore. You're just space, occupying space. Flying and weightlessness mastery starts with trust. You jump, and instead of falling, you glide. At first you might wobble, dip, but you adjust. Like learning to swim, you find your balance in the air. Eventually you can hover, motionless in the sky, or shoot forward at incredible speed, dive and soar, loop and spiral. The freedom is intoxicating, and some say, once you truly learn to fly in dreams, something changes in waking life. A lightness, a sense that gravity is just one option. Dream communication with others enters mysterious territory. Can you actually connect with another dreamer? Some say yes. They arrange meeting times, meeting places, and occasionally both report similar experiences, matching details that seem beyond coincidence. Scientists remain skeptical, but practitioners continue exploring, testing. Because if it's possible, even sometimes, it revolutionizes what we think dreams are. Not just private, but potentially it's shared spaces. Exploring alternate selves is profound. In lucid dreams, you ask to meet the you who made different choices, the you who took the other job, stayed in that relationship, moved to that city, and a version appears. You talk, you compare lives, feel their feelings, live their consequences. It's not prophecy, just imagination. But imagination with emotional weight. These encounters teach empathy for yourself, for all the versions you might have been, for all the paths not taken. Conscious dream meditation brings two practices together. You sit in your lucid dream, cross-legged on a dream mountaintop, and you meditate. Observe your thoughts, your awareness, but you're doing it while dreaming. The meta quality is dizzying. You're meditating on dreaming while dreaming that you're meditating. Some report this leads to breakthrough states, consciousness recognizing itself, the dreamer seeing the dream seeing the dreamer, boundaries collapsing, thump, thump, or maybe silence. Maybe your heart stopped. Maybe it was never beating. Maybe it's all imagined. Dream teleportation techniques multiply with practice. You might clap your hands and appear somewhere new, or snap your fingers, or simply close your eyes and count to 3. The method matters less than the belief, the expectation. You know with certainty, when I open my eyes, I'll be at the beach, and you are. The dream honors your knowing, your unshakable confidence. This is why doubt is the enemy. In dreams, uncertainty creates instability. Certainty creates miracles. Shape-shifting within dreams offers endless exploration. You can become larger, giant-sized, experiencing the world from impossible height or microscopic, seeing the spaces between atoms. You can become young again or old, experiencing different ages, different bodies. Some dreamers become geometric shapes, experiencing existence without biology, pure form. These transformations, they reveal how identification with the body is optional, chosen, not fundamental. Dream prophecy and precognition remain controversial, but dreamers keep reporting, seeing events before they happen, sometimes symbolic, a dream of breaking glass, then a real accident the next day, sometimes literal, seeing a specific person in a specific place, then encountering exactly that. Science hasn't explained this. Maybe it's pattern recognition, subconscious calculation, or maybe, just maybe, time works differently than we think, and consciousness can sometimes peek around corners. Lucid dream rituals evolve personally. Some people can't get lucid without their pre-sleep routine. Others need no ritual at all. The ritual's power lies in marking the transition, creating psychological space. This time is sacred. This time is for dreaming, for exploring, for growing. The ritual says, I'm not just sleeping, I'm embarking into the unknown territories of my own mind. Your thoughts are dissolving, like sugar in hot water, particles spreading, thinning, until there's nothing left, just sweet emptiness. Dream environment scripting can be collaborative. In waking life, you and a friend both script the same environment, a beach with purple sand and twin suns. You both visualize it, separately, then sleep, and sometimes both report dreaming of something similar. Is it shared dreaming or parallel imagination? The question remains, but the experiment continues, because the implications, if it's real, they're staggering. Emotional healing through dreams works on deep trauma too, not just surface stuff, but the wounds that don't heal, that keep reopening. In lucid dreams, you can approach these gently, with the safety of knowing it's a dream. I control how much I feel. I can leave any time. You revisit the painful moment. But this time, you change it. You speak up. You leave. You're powerful, not powerless. And something in the psyche shifts. The frozen place begins to thaw. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means integrating, making peace. Recurring dream mastery gives you ownership. That dream you've had 100 times. The one where you're unprepared for a test, or searching for a bathroom, or your teeth fall out. Once you recognize it while dreaming, you can rewrite it, change the script. Often, the mere act of becoming lucid in a recurring dream breaks its spell. It never recurs again. Or if it does, it's transformed. The message has been received. Dream-to-wake integration requires morning discipline. Before you check your phone, before you speak to anyone, you lie still. You harvest the dreams. What did I learn? What wants to be brought through? You might journal, or just sit with the feelings. Let them inform your day. This practice makes dreaming purposeful, not just entertainment, but genuine soul work, inner exploration with practical fruits. Thump, thump, distant, like thunder over mountains, rolling, echoing, then gone. Hypnagogic imagery decoding reveals patterns. You notice. You always see spirals when stressed, or certain faces appear before good news. Your hypnagogic imagery has grammar, syntax. Once you learn to read it, it becomes a messenger, communicating from the edges of consciousness. Where waking meets sleeping, where the veil is thinnest. Dream immersion challenges push boundaries. Can you stay lucid through an entire REM cycle? 40 minutes? An hour? You practice every stabilization technique. You maintain awareness through scene changes, through intensifying dream drama. It's exhausting, exhilarating, like climbing a mountain. The peak is staying conscious, all the way through, until you wake naturally, still lucid, carrying that awareness across the threshold. Synesthetic dream experiences change perception. After having several dreams where you taste colours or see sounds, something loosens in waking life. You notice. Ah, that sound has a texture. That colour has a feeling. The rigid categories, they soften. You perceive more fluidly, more poetically. The world becomes richer, more interconnected. Shadow figure interaction teaches shadow work. Those scary presences, they're often rejected parts of self. Anger you couldn't express, sadness you couldn't feel, weakness you couldn't accept. When you face them lucidly, with compassion, they transform. They might speak, revealing their true nature. I'm not your enemy. I'm your protector. I'm trying to keep you safe. And you realize fear was misunderstanding. Once understood, it dissolves or integrates, becomes strength. Your awareness is a pinpoint now, barely there, a star in a vast dark sky, so small, so distant, almost gone. Dream boundary testing at speed. You fly faster and faster and faster until the dream blurs, until you break through into what? Sometimes a void, sometimes another dream layer, sometimes you wake. The boundaries are permeable, but they exist. Testing them, you learn the architecture, the structure of your personal dreamscape, self-lucidity reinforcement through repetition. Every few minutes in a lucid dream, you remind yourself, this is a dream. I am aware. I am lucid. The repetition creates stability, like driving stakes into ground, anchoring yourself. Without this, lucidity can slip away. You forget you're dreaming, and the dream takes over. But with regular reminders, you stay conscious all the way through. In-dream mirror techniques as transformation. You stand before a dream mirror and you declare, when I look away and look back, I'll be different. You turn away. Imagine the change. Turn back, and you are different body, different age, different species. The mirror as portal, as transformation device. Some dreamers use mirrors to enter parallel realities. Other versions of the dream, infinite reflections, each one real, each one explorable. Dream guide engagement as ongoing relationship. Once you meet a guide, you can call on them. They might appear as the same figure or different forms, but you recognize them by their energy, their presence. Some guides offer challenges, tests. Others offer comfort, wisdom. But all of them serve your growth, your understanding. They're your allies in the great work of knowing yourself. Thump, thump. Maybe that's not your heart. Maybe it's the universe breathing. In, out, in, out. You're just listening. Telekinesis practice in dreams builds confidence. When you can move mountains with your mind, even in dreams, something shifts. You think, maybe I'm more powerful than I believe. Maybe reality is more responsive than I assume. This isn't magical thinking, it's exploring. The relationship between consciousness and experience, between intention and manifestation. Dreams are the laboratory where you test what's possible. manifestation exercises as training. In the dream, you practice calling things into being: a flower, a friend, an answer, and they appear. You're training the manifesting muscle, the one that exists in waking too. But dreams make it easier, more obvious. The feedback is immediate. You learn the feeling of successful manifestation. Then you bring that feeling, that knowing, into waking life. Dream journaling analysis over years reveals evolution. You read entries from 5 years ago. You see who you were, what you feared, what you desired. You track themes, how they changed, how you changed. The journal becomes autobiography, but of your inner world, your dream self aging, growing, learning, healing. It's moving to witness your own journey, mapped in symbols and stories. Your body is a whisper now, a suggestion, something that might have existed once, long ago, in another lifetime. But now, there's just emptiness, awareness without object, consciousness without content. Emotional energy harvesting feels mystical, in a dream. You find a source, a waterfall of light, a tree pulsing with energy. You draw from it, feel yourself fill, charge, like a battery, and you wake feeling restored, energized. Is it metaphor, placebo, or is there something real happening? Something about consciousness, accessing, resources. The question doesn't need answering. The experience is enough. Oral dreamscape tuning as art form. You become a conductor, adjusting every sound. The wind, the footsteps, the background hum, creating sonic environments that evoke specific emotions. Some dreamers compose symphonies this way, hearing things that don't exist. Outside of dreams, they wake, humming melodies that came from nowhere, from everywhere, from that place where sound is born. The universe keeps turning, consciousness exploring itself through dreams, through lucidity, through the endless mystery of awareness, aware of awareness, and you're floating. So deep now, in the space between sleeping and waking, between dreaming and being, just drifting, drifting, drifting through the soft dark where everything dissolves and nothing matters, just this gentle, endless, falling. Feel the mattress beneath you, or is it the bed itself that's falling, drifting through space? You can't tell anymore, doesn't matter. Dream guide engagement is a practice of surrender and trust. You become lucid, and instead of taking control, you ask, is there a guide here? Show me my guide, and you wait. Sometimes a figure approaches, an animal, a wise elder, a light being. You follow them, let them lead you. They show you things, places in the dreamscape you wouldn't have found alone. Some believe these guides are aspects of higher self. Others see them as autonomous entities. Regardless, the practice opens new dimensions of dreaming. Telekinesis practice in dreams is pure joy. You look at objects and will them to move. At first, maybe they wobble, but with practice, you lift cars, juggle houses, rearrange cities with your mind. It's empowering, this demonstration of pure intention, the dream confirming, yes, your will has power here. Some use this practice to build confidence that carries into waking life. Manifestation exercises work similarly. You hold out your hand and decide. A butterfly will land here, and you wait, expectant, believing, and often it does. Or you visualize an object appearing, a golden coin, a crystal, and you reach for it, pulling it from possibility into dream reality. This practice trains the mind in focused intention, the foundation of all manifestation work. Thump, thump, like a distant shore, waves arriving from across an ocean. You're the shore, waiting. Dream journaling analysis reveals patterns over months. You read back through entries, noticing, I often dream of flying when I'm feeling free, or water appears when I'm processing emotions. These correlations map your inner landscape, give you a lexicon, and once you know your symbols, you can work with them consciously, both in waking life and in dreams. The journal becomes a codebook, translating messages from your depths. Emotional healing through dreams is profound and gentle. In lucid dreams, you can revisit painful memories, but with the safety of knowing, this is a dream. I'm safe. I can change this. You might replay a difficult conversation differently, or forgive someone who hurt you, or simply feel the emotion fully, without the waking defenses. Let it move through you. Release it. Many report lasting peace from dream healing work. Dream memory linking creates networks. In a lucid dream, you think of a memory, really focus on it. Then you find an object, a door, a path, and you associate it with that memory. Later dreams. When you encounter that object, the memory floods back. You're building an associative web inside your dreamscape. Connections that enhance both dream recall and lucid frequency. Conscious manipulation of dream logic is delightfully absurd. In a dream, things make sense that shouldn't. You accept impossibilities. But when lucid, you can play with this. You can make logic stricter. This dream will follow real physics and watch it shift, or you can make it more chaotic, remove all logic, and watch reality fragment into beautiful nonsense. You're adjusting the dream settings, seeing how it responds. Your body is a memory, something that happened once, long ago. Now there's just awareness, floating, no anchor, no form. Interacting with the dream subconscious means asking big questions. You shout into the dream, show me what I need to see, or what am I avoiding? And the dream responds, sometimes with symbols, sometimes with straightforward visions. It's like having a conversation with yourself, the deep you, the you beneath words and thoughts, and it answers. If you're brave enough to ask, and humble enough to listen, exploring dream libraries deeper, you find a book. Open it. The text might be nonsense, or it might be profound. Some dreamers report reading pages of coherent wisdom. Others find the words shift constantly. You can ask for a specific book. Show me the book of my future, or the book of my hidden talents. Sometimes a tome appears. Sometimes a librarian emerges and helps you search. Creating a personal dream lexicon is ongoing work. You keep track. For me, red flowers mean passion. Doorways mean opportunity. Elevators mean life transitions. You build this dictionary over time, and it becomes a tool. In waking life, when red flowers appear, you know your passion is speaking. In dreams, when you see them, you might recognize, a dream sign, and become lucid. Dream physics reversal is strange fun. Gravity pulls up, light makes things darker, water burns. You set the intention, reverse everything, and watch the dream flip. Some find it disorienting, others find it illuminating, showing how arbitrary physical laws really are. How much of reality is just agreement, convention. Thump, thump. If your heartbeat stopped, would you notice? You're so far from your body now. Addressing dream fears directly is therapeutic. That specific nightmare you've had for years, you can enter it lucid, prepared. This time, when the monster comes, you stand firm. You ask it questions. You thank it for trying to protect you. You embrace it. Often, this single act, this willingness to face it consciously, dissolves the fear permanently. The nightmare never returns. Or if it does, it's transformed. No longer frightening. Waking up inside a dream, the false awakening can be detected. You train yourself to do reality checks immediately upon waking. Every morning, first thing, check your hands. Try to push your finger through your palm. Read something twice. Eventually, when you false awaken, you check automatically and discover still dreaming. Then you have a lucid dream from a waking position, which feels uniquely stable and vivid. The aura check involves sensing emotional tone. In a dream, you approach a character and feel into their energy. Are they friendly? Dangerous? Often the dream gives you intuitive hits. This practice sharpens dream intuition, and it's useful in waking life too, learning to read subtle cues, emotional atmospheres, exploring dream object permanence deeply. You become curious. You place an object, a red ball, in a dream location. Then you leave, do other things, and later you return. Is the ball still there? With practice and intention, you can create persistent dream objects. items that remain across the dream, even across multiple dreams, building continuity, stability in the shifting world. Your breath is someone else's, far away, in another room, another life. You're just listening from nowhere. Lucid dreaming for creative writing goes beyond getting ideas. You can actually live your novel, become your protagonist, experience their world firsthand, smell it, feel it, talk to other characters as if they're real. Writers wake from these dreams with insights that months of outlining couldn't provide. The story writes itself through dreaming. Advanced mild visualization scripting includes sensory detail. You don't just imagine noticing you're dreaming. You feel the temperature, hear the ambient sound, smell the air, taste your mouth. This multisensory rehearsal, it programs the experience deeper, making lucidity more likely, more natural, like muscle memory, but for consciousness. Dream sensory overload techniques can be calibrated. You dial up vision to 100%, hearing to 150%, touch to 200%, playing with ratios, sometimes making one sense dominant, sometimes balancing them. Some dreamers report that maxing everything creates something beyond sensation, a state approaching cosmic consciousness, where you're not experiencing the dream, you are the dream, mastering dream inertia in subtle ways, learning to float just above the ground, moving smoothly, or to stop instantly from full speed. No jarring, perfect control, like being a video game character with physics you've mastered. Everything responsive, fluid. You become graceful in dreams, and some say this grace, it seeps into waking life too. Thump, thump, echoes in a cave. You don't know where the cave is. You are the cave. Dream gravity alteration for specific purposes. You make yourself heavy to anchor when the dream is unstable, or you make an object heavy to see if the dream maintains it, or you reverse gravity in one room but not another, walking between zones. This kind of precise control, it's advanced, but achievable with practice and playfulness. Lucid dreaming as a problem-solving tool works because the dream state accesses information differently. Connections waking mind misses. Perspectives normally blocked. You bring your problem into the dream, sit with it, and ask. The solution might arrive as a symbol, requiring interpretation, or it might be direct, clear. A voice saying exactly what you need to do. Trust whatever comes. Even strange answers often, on reflection, prove wise. Dream self-reflection in silence. You sit in the dream, in a quiet place, and you just observe. Who is watching? What is awareness? These contemplative practices in lucid dreams can lead to breakthrough insights about consciousness itself, about the nature of self, about what you really are, beneath all the dreaming, beneath all the waking, the ground of being. stabilizing, fast-fading dreams with sound. You hum or sing. The vibration grounds you, or you listen carefully to ambient dream sounds, focusing on them. This auditory anchor, it works for some when visual techniques fail. Different modalities for different minds. Your face has forgotten how to exist. It's just space now. Open air. Nothing there. Nothing anywhere. Dream character consistency testing reveals dream nature. The same person might shift appearance, personality, but you can also, with intention, keep them stable, lock them in, and they stay. This shows the dream responds to expectation. You're not just observing, you're partially authoring, always, even when it doesn't feel that way. Geometric pattern summoning for meditation. You ask the dream, show me the pattern of my life, or the pattern of peace. And fractals emerge, mandalas bloom, sacred geometry hanging in space. You can enter these patterns, become part of them. Some report profound states, unity, bliss, understanding beyond words, exploring dream object permanence philosophically. If you create something in a dream, make it persist, return to it night after night. Is it real? What is reality anyway? The dream object exists in consciousness, affects you, teaches you. In what way is it less real than a physical object, which also exists only as perception, as electrical signals in your brain? Lucid dreaming, it raises questions, beautiful, troubling questions, navigating the void with purpose. When you find yourself in emptiness, instead of creating scenery, you stay, you explore the nothing. What is this space? Some report it's peaceful, meditative. Others find it frightening, confronting. But those who stay, who breathe into the void, often emerge changed. They've touched something fundamental, the substrate beneath existence. Thump, thump. Maybe your heart stopped. Maybe it never existed. Maybe you're just dreaming that you have a heart. The hand-clapping reality check becomes automatic with practice. You do it dozens of times daily until, in a dream, you clap and the sound is wrong, or your hands phase, and boom, lucidity. It's about creating a habit so strong it penetrates sleep, becomes reflex, unconscious action triggering conscious awareness. Dream language translation gets weird when you test it. You ask a character, speak to me in a language I don't know, and they do. Flowing speech. And somehow you understand, or you don't, but you feel like you should. The dream playing with your expectations, your beliefs about communication, conscious manipulation of dream logic for healing. You decide. In this dream, forgiveness is easy, and it is. People you've held grudges against for years, you forgive them effortlessly. The dream logic supports it. removes normal resistance. After several dreams of practicing easy forgiveness, some find it becomes easier in waking too. The dream training, the mind, new pathways, new possibilities, interacting with the dream subconscious directly. You find a door marked subconscious, or a well, or a cave. You enter, descend, and you meet something, maybe a figure, maybe just a presence, a feeling. You ask it questions. What do I need to know? What am I ready to see? And it shows you, not always what you want, but what you need. This practice requires courage and yields profound insights. Your thoughts have stopped. No internal monologue, no commentary, just pure awareness. Watching nothing. Watching nothing. Dream artifact creation with purpose. You make a talisman in a dream, something specific, an amulet for courage, a ring for clarity. You pour intention into it, then you hide it somewhere in the dreamscape, and in future lucid dreams, you search for it. When you find it, you feel its power. This practice builds continuity across dreams, creates a sense of persistent world, and psychologically, it works. The artifacts carry real emotional weight. Synchronization experiments get playful. Before sleep, you ask someone in the waking world to think of a color at a specific time. While you're dreaming, then you try to perceive it. Do you dream of that color? Is there any connection? Usually, no clear evidence, but occasionally, inexplicable coincidences that keep the mystery alive, keep you wondering, exploring environmental feedback deeply. You make yourself sad in a dream and watch the rain begin. Then you shift to joy and the sun breaks through. The correlation becomes undeniable. The dream is a mirror reflecting inner states, and when you realize this, you can use it. Feel the emotion you want and let the dream reshape around it, creating positive feedback loops, spirals of beauty and peace, dream memory linking across years. You're in a lucid dream now, and you remember a dream from childhood. You focus on it. Vivid memory. Then you look for a symbol of it. Maybe you see a toy you had then, and you recognize, I'm connecting past dreams to this dream, building a network through time. Your dreaming self has continuity, history, a life of its own. Thump, thump, slower than waves, softer than whispers, barely anything. Astral projection overlaps explored carefully. You lie down in the dream, relax, and try to exit your dream body. Float above it. If successful, you have a dream of a dream, consciousness nested, layered. Some say this approaches actual astral projection. Others say it's just dream mechanics, but the experience is extraordinary either way. Emotional energy harvesting from beauty. You find something beautiful in the dream, a sunset, a piece of music, a loving face, and you drink it in. Let it fill you. You wake feeling nourished, restored, like the dream gave you something real, and maybe it did. Beauty affects consciousness, whether in dreams or waking. The effect is the same. Oral dreamscape tuning for specific moods. You want peace, so you dampen all sounds, make them soft, muffled, distant. Or you want energy, so you amplify, add bass, make everything crisp and loud. The soundscape shapes the dream's emotional tone, and you're the sound engineer, mixing the track of your experience. Dream teleportation through touch. You touch a tree in the dream and imagine it's a tree in another location. When you release, you're there. Or you touch a person and arrive where they are, using contact as a transfer mechanism. This technique feels more grounded than just willing yourself somewhere, more embodied. Your body is a rumor, something you heard about once. It might not even exist. Probably doesn't. There's just this, whatever this is, shape-shifting into elements. You become water, flowing, formless, no boundaries. You become fire, dancing, consuming, pure energy. You become air, invisible, everywhere and nowhere. These elemental experiences, they're metaphors made literal, and they teach you about those qualities within yourself. You learn fluidity, passion, pervasiveness. By being them, dream prophecy experiments with verification. You ask the dream, show me something that will happen tomorrow. You see an image, write it down on waking. Then you wait. Watch the day unfold. Most times, nothing matches, but occasionally something does. Close enough to be unsettling. These hits, they keep you curious, keep you humble about what you think you know about time, consciousness, causality. Lucid dream rituals become deeply personal. Some light candles, some meditate, some dance. Whatever resonates, the ritual becomes a bridge between waking and dreaming, a sacred practice, not just technique, but devotion to the mystery, to the exploration, to the honor of consciousness, examining itself. Dream environment scripting in minute detail. You plan not just what you'll see, but how the light falls, what temperature the air is, what it smells like, the taste in your mouth, the feeling in your chest. The more detailed the script, the more likely the dream follows it. You're programming, coding reality through imagination. Thump, thump. Or maybe that's just time passing. Maybe you don't have a heart. Maybe you never did. Nightmare transformation by becoming the nightmare. When the monster chases you, you turn and merge with it. You become the fear. Experience it from inside. And from that perspective, it's not frightening. It's just energy trying to protect you, warn you, keep you safe. When you understand it, embody it, it releases, transforms, becomes an ally. recurring dream mastery by changing one detail. In the same dream again, but this time you alter something small, wear different clothes, take a different path. That small change, it ripples outward, breaking the pattern. Often the dream never recurs the same way again. You've disrupted the loop, introduced novelty, growth, dream-to-wake integration as daily practice. Every morning, as before anything else, you lie still, review the dreams, ask, what did I learn? What wants to be remembered? You extract essence, wisdom, feeling, and you carry it into the day. Letting dream insights guide waking choices, the boundary between states thinning until your life becomes lucid. Hypnagogic imagery decoding through journaling. You keep a pad by your bed. The moment you see a hypnagogic image, you jot a word, just enough to remember. In the morning, you review these words, strange breadcrumbs leading back to the threshold. Patterns emerge, your personal symbols, the language your mind speaks as it crosses from wake to sleep. Dream immersion challenges as endurance tests. How long can you hold lucidity? You use every technique, stabilizing constantly, riding the dream for as long as possible. Some claim hours, though time is strange there. Could be minutes feeling like hours. Either way, the practice builds control, confidence, mastery. Synesthetic dream experiences as art. You don't just experience them, you study them. What color is this emotion? What shape is that sound? You're exploring consciousness itself, its fundamental plasticity, the way sense and perception can recombine in dreams, showing us they're more fluid than we assume. Your awareness is a candle, flickering, barely lit, the darkness so much larger, pressing in. Soon it will go out. Or maybe it already has. Maybe this is just the last echo of light fading, shadow figure interaction as integration. You realize the shadow is me. It's the rejected parts, the denied aspects, the things I can't accept. And instead of fighting, you open your arms. You welcome it back, and it dissolves, not because it's defeated, but because it's finally on home, whole again. No more shadow, no more split, just completeness. Dream boundary testing at the edges. You fly upward, higher, higher, until you hit something, a ceiling, a membrane, and you push. Does it give? Can you break through? Some report passing through, entering higher dream levels. Others say the boundary holds, but the exploration itself, it reveals. The dream has architecture, structure, limitations. Even in infinite possibility, there are edges. Self-lucidity reinforcement as meditation. While lucid, you don't do anything. You just stay aware. Aware that you're aware. Watching consciousness. Watch itself. This is the deepest practice. Not controlling, not creating, just being lucid, present, the dream continuing, but you, centered in awareness, untouched, eternal. In-dream mirror techniques as portals to parallel selves. You look in the mirror and see a different you, the you who made other choices, lived another life. You reach through, touch them, maybe even switch places, experiencing their life from inside. These parallel dream experiments, they're thought experiments made visceral. What have I done differently? The dream shows you, lets you feel it, learn from roads not taken. The universe keeps turning. The veil thins as lucid dreams open secret doors inside the sleeping mind. Consciousness folding back on itself. Awareness watching awareness. You float in the space between thoughts, the gap between heartbeats. Thump, thump. Each dream a universe. Each universe a dream, and we'll keep drifting, floating together through the mysteries.